Hey guys, welcome back to Bella Strong TV. I'm your host Karen Harbour, and for the next 11 days we're focused on tips and tricks to set us up for success on the Whole30. Today's tip of the day is actually piggybacked off of yesterday's tip. And as you can see, I usually piggyback off tips because I start small with a tip and then you add on layers of that tip. And then you begin to see the bigger picture, that these tips all work together to create a healthy lifestyle. And yesterday's tip was about making your own snacks and having the tools to make your own snacks. And I showed you my favorite tool, one of my favorite tools in the kitchen, which is the dehydrator, right? I showed you an old version, my old version, and my upgraded version, the Excalibur. And I showed you what you can do with the dehydrator. So you could dehydrate fruits, vegetables, meat. You could dehydrate fish. You could dehydrate fruit roll-ups, basically, which is pureed, vegetables or fruit. And there's lots of different things that you can do with the dehydrator. But another great tool to have in the kitchen to make yourself more efficient when dehydrating things is this thing right here. It is one of my favorite, and I've had it for about 8 years now. It is an automatic slicer. It will slice fruits, vegetables. It is a lot more efficient than a mandolin. And you have this kind of guard right here, just like a mandolin, so you don't cut yourself. And you also can control the thickness really easily with this, what does they call it? I think they call it a precision. Whoa. And this precision kind of little, what's it called? And this precision slicer will allow you to control the thickness of anything you cut, which is absolutely great and promotes consistency within your product. So whatever product you're creating, like for instance, I just cut some sweet potatoes. I also got some apples here that I'm going to dehydrate. We have some zucchini, some bananas, lots of stuff here that I'm going to dehydrate. Another tool I showed you a couple days ago, which is piggybacked off of this tip too, are these shakers. So I got my salt shaker, which I'm going to add salt to all this stuff. And then I also have my little special seasoning in here. And if you didn't see that tip, you should definitely go back and check that out. But right now I'm in the middle of cutting up my favorite dehydrated snack, meat. So I bought about a 6-piece pound of London broil. And I'm going to cut it up. So first, I cut it up into quarters, and next, I'm going to actually slice it down the middle. But you definitely want to slice it correctly. It promotes tenderness. So right here, you'll see that this is with the grain, right? And perpendicular to with the grain is against the grain. So you want to cut against the grain because it promotes tenderness of the meat. If you cut with the grain, you'll have meat slices in your teeth, I promise you. So I'm going to cut about a 2-inch piece thick and then against the grain. And then I'm going to put it on the trays and salt and pepper them and add my special seasoning to them. And then I'm going to dehydrate it probably for about 8 hours. The vegetables, a little less time, but probably just as long, I would say. And there you go. That's it, right? You got 3 pieces of equipment that I highly recommend you get. Seasoned shakers, right? Dehydrator and an automatic slicer. I promise these 3 tools will make your snacks consistent and efficient. Talk to you soon. One more thing. If the piece of meat that you get is kind of fatty, definitely trim the fat. Your dogs, if you got some, will love you for this, I promise. So definitely want to trim the fat. Your butcher can trim it as much as possible, and then you might have to take it home and trim some more. So before you slice it up, There obviously is going to be a little fat in there, which is actually good. I personally like it in my jerky, but not too much fat should be on there. So cut that fat